Hello, everyone. I'm Giulio Astori, and I am a Principal Program Manager for Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Today, I want to talk to you about securing your cloud native application with a proactive risk-based approach. So moving on. Good. So let's start by understanding why cloud security is so important. First off, as we move more of our resources to the cloud while still using some on-site system and different cloud providers, we are giving hackers more chance to attack us. Having strong cloud security is like having a shield to protect us from those threats. Next, the process of creating and deploying cloud applications has become more complicated with the many technology options that are available today. While this is exciting, it can also unintentionally open the door to security risk if we are not so careful. So it is important, it is crucial to think about security right from the beginning when we are building and developing our applications. Lastly, the rules from protecting data are constantly changing and can vary depending on where you are. Staying up to date with those rules and keeping our cloud setup secure is something we can compromise on it. In simple terms, using the cloud isn't just about using the new technology, it's about making sure our security is strong and keeping us with the changing rules. As we use the cloud more, it's vital to ensure our cloud security is a top-notch to safeguard our assets and support our business growth. Let's continue and talk about the importance of security multi-cloud environment in today's digital world. First, it's crucial to create and run security application in the cloud. Surprisingly, more than half of the business do not include security in their development or operations pipelines. This is a missed opportunity to identify and fix problems early on. Another significant issue is visibility. An overwhelming 86% of security professionals believe that the cybersecurity plans can keep up with their multi-cloud setup. It's clear that we need a better way to see and manage security and compliance across all our cloud platforms. Now let's address the alarming part, the increasing and sophisticated cyber attacks. In 2021, the average cost of a breach was a staggering 4.24 million. This reminds us why it is very crucial to stay ahead of the game when it comes to securing a multi-cloud environment. So whether it's integrating security in our application development process, gaining a better understanding of our security status, or preparing for a clever attack, it's all about taking proactive steps to avoid expensive consequences and ensure that the safety of our clouds is met. And now let's dwell on a multi-cloud. As we delve on a multi-cloud security, let's bring it to the life with some sort of like a real story from the Contoso organizations. Contoso is all about modern technology, continuous delivery, and moving fast to boost their business success. But with the great technology comes great responsibility, especially when security is at stake. Now into the setup. Contoso infrastructure is a multi-cloud marvel with 3 cloud providers in the mix. They have got 2 pipelines handling cloud storage, virtual machines, and native Kubernetes. Tech-wise, they heavily lean on the community with 80% of their code coming from open source. And half of their containers are artifacts, courtesy of the third parties and open source. Their mantra is move fast and break things, but without slowing down the business. Sounds cool, right? but it does open doors to some sneaky attack routes. So let's look at two potential attack kill chains the Contoso may face or they face. First up, there were some internet exposed resources, easy to hack open source repository and artifacts. The bad guys could use those to sneak into a vulnerable VM. And guess what? This VM has also a managed identity that opened the gates to an AWS RDS in the Amazon S3 bucket. A classic case of one weak link compromising the chain. In another scenario, an open source artifact with the vulnerabilities was the cause. He gave hackers the free pass to the container registry. From there was a hop, skip, and jump to the container runtime, where they find a way to set up shop for crypto mining. Those stories from Contosos aren't just a tale of collisions, but lessons of a proactive, risk-based approach is vital. So it's very important, right? As we move fast into the cloud, ensuring our multi-cloud environments are sealed tight against such attacks is a key to keeping the business doing well and at all kinds of the headlines for the wrong reasons. And as we will see in the next slides, taking a systematic proactive stance can help those organizations like Contoso to navigate through the cloud safely, while still keeping the pace in today's fast-moving digital landscape. From our real story, or from our real life story, it is clear that securing our cloud efforts requires a solid game plan. This brings us to the core needs in the cloud environment, cloud security and protections. First of all, DevSecOps, which includes scanning our development artifacts and infrastructure as a code. This will ensure that security is baked into our process right from the start. Then there is the cloud security posture management, which will ensure our cloud setups is strong and compliant. Next, we have a cloud workload protections, which will keep our cloud resource and related tasks safe for possible threats. Moving on, we have the cloud infrastructure entitlement management, also known as a key. It helps in keeping a tight check on who can get access and to what, ensuring the right level of access for everyone. Lastly, we have our network security, which forms the perimeter fence, keeping unwanted visitors out. Those elements are not standalone, but interlinked, creating a robust defense line against the myriad of cloud security threats we actually facing today. So from those security needs, we're landing on the Cloud Native Application Protection Platform, aka CNAPP. This platform is like having a security guard who's got eyes on the multi-cloud resources, applications, and data at all times. Now envision a process. On one end, we have our hybrid and multi-cloud setups, and on the other, the application development life cycle meeting in the runtime. It's like two rivers meeting and flowing into a sea of unified security compliance capabilities. This unity empower us to prevent, to detect, and to respond to modern cloud security threats through the entire cloud application lifecycle. And guess what? This isn't just a fancy concept. Gartner has named Microsoft Defender for Cloud as a representative of CNAPP's providers. It's about getting integrated protection that is tuned to the rhythm of a multi-cloud orchestra, ensuring our digital assets remain secure and compliant. As we transition to the next segment, we'll delve deeper into how to strengthen and manage the cloud security posture. Central to this setup is the Microsoft Defender for Cloud, acting as a vigilant guardian in the evolving cloud landscape. Defender for Cloud captures the Synapse narrative, providing a cohesive shield against the evolving threat landscape. Our framework emphasizes a few pivotal areas, starting with the cloud infrastructure and entitlement management team, which is about granting access correctly across the multi-cloud environment, embracing the principle of the least privilege, basically. Then we have the cloud workload protection, a real-time sentinel detecting and responding to modern threats as our cloud workloads operate. On the flip side, DevSecOps brings together our DevOps security management across diverse pipelines and building a culture of security from the get-go. Following this is the cloud security posture management. It offers a way to spot and address our most pressing risk. It highlights the path to a secure cloud ecosystem. This framework isn't a solo act, but a cohesive ensemble, harmonizing with Azure, AWS, and Google GCP. The integration extends to Microsoft Purview for data security, Microsoft Defender external attack surface management, and then enhancing KEAM. Also, we have a Microsoft Sentinel. They're orchestrating comprehensive security solutions, and Azure Network Security, which will fortify our network on the principle of zero trust. In essence, Defender for Cloud, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, is the key, orchestrating those elements to render our cloud voyage not only viable, but fortified against the unforeseen storm of threats looming in the digital horizon. Now, two sets of components of extreme importance to this are agentless capabilities and contextual cloud security and risk analysis and prioritizations. So when it comes down to cloud security posture management, imagine you have a big complicated machine, and to keep it safe, you will usually need to attach lots of small sensors anywhere. Those sensors help detect problems, but can be cumbersome and might slow things down. Now, what if you could keep your machine safe without relying on those sensors? That sounds cool, right? Well, that's what we mean when we talk about agentless approach with the Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Instead of adding extra bits and pieces to your cloud tools, we have designed a way to keep everything safe without them. This means your cloud tools can run smoothly without any added weight. So why this is important? First, it makes everything simple. You don't need to worry about installing or managing those extra sensors, those extra agents. Secondly, it's efficient. Your cloud tools can do their job very quickly without anything holding them back. And lastly, even without those sensors, we make sure to spot any mistake, risk, or threats. We got a smart system that checks for errors, potential problems, and even active threats, ensuring everything remains safe and sound. In essence, our agentless approach with Defender for Cloud is like having a super smart security guard who doesn't need any gadget to keep an eye on things. Simple, it's efficient, it's effective. Now, the agentless capability, which sits at the core area of the Synapse, is also the main components and main capability that sits at the core our Synapse. Our CSPM, Cloud Security Posture Management offering. It is part of our plan, of our billable plan called Defender CSPM. So Defender CSPM is the new version of the previous CSPM. We haven't really, we still keep the original CSPM, which is still free, and that is called Foundational CSPM. Now let's look a little bit more in details in the next slide. So the free Foundational CSPM, it still stays the same. Basically, it will provide secure score, it will provide out-of-the-box recommendations, and will provide a multi-cloud security benchmark for security compliance. We don't stop there. We actually now improving even the foundational CSPM by adding additional information as they are collected from DevSecOps or KIM. Now, my slide doesn't advance right. Okay. Now envision our expansive computer network has a blasting city, with each node on the slide representing a building, a street, or highway, symbolizing servers, devices, or data pathway. The interconnected nodes in this slide is in this slide's picture reflects the diverse security insight collected from various sources like vulnerability assessment, DevSecOps, ESAM, KIM, compliance, sensitive data awareness, and networks, all integrated seamlessly by Defender for Cloud. In this digital city, conducting a risk analysis is like performing routine building inspection, spotting weakness, like how data system or weak password early on the time, so we can prevent a larger issue later. On the flip side, attack path analysis resembles predicting a burglar route through our city, which area they might take, which attack they will land. Understanding those routes allows us to strategically place our security measure, like positioning guards and cameras in a city. So 6 pivotal aspects those analyses play out in enhancing our security postures are understanding the vulnerabilities, predicting the adversary movement, contextualize the importance of those vulnerability, and plan a resource allocation according to those prioritizations. That will help to to have a better business impact by combining both analysis and then having a clear picture of the potential business fallout or potential breach. This will allow the security effort with the business priorities. And finally, we have more of a proactive defense. In summary, risk and attack path analysis are like our roadmap. I'm sorry, it's like our map and compass in this digital city, showing where the threats are and guiding us safely around them. They ensure our security efforts are both effective and efficient, and will make our digital journey safer for sure. In a big cloud setup, it's easy to lose track of where sensitive data is kept. This lack of a clear sight can be dangerous, making important data easy to steal. So adopting a solution for data awareness, security, posture management helps us to have a clear vision. It helps us to spot where our important data is, who can get it to it, and how it is protected. It's more than just having a guard. It's about knowing what we are guarding. By being data aware, we not only make our cloud setup safer, but also get ready to meet changing rules and regulation. It's a smart step towards not just securing our environment, but securing our cloud native application right from the beginning and in the right way. It all starts from code development, right? That's where we start from the beginning. Therefore, we need to aim to bring everything together for better safety. By having a clear view of the DevOps set up across the code, dependency, secrets, container image, infrastructure as a code, we can catch and fix issues early. Moving to the infrastructure as a code, security with tools like ARM, Biceps, Terraform, and CloudFormation, we can create a strong, safe foundation. With code to cloud contextualization, we ensure our security stays tight across different pipelines and cloud setups, keeping consistent no matter where you are working from. Lastly, integrating the workflow like pull requests, annotations, and developer ownership assignment helps streamline the processing, making it very easy for developer to play their part in the keeping things secure. As we said earlier, it's not about one cloud, but many clouds. when we step into the realm of a multi-cloud and hybrid setups, the game is about ensuring seamless protection across all fronts. Automatic onboarding of Azure subscription is our starting point, making the process smooth right from the beginning. But we don't stop in Azure. We employ API connector. We extend our arms to offboard AWS and GCP accounts to our posture managed capability and ensuring a uniform secure stance across different cloud platforms. And for the workload residing outside of the Azure Arc agent comes in play. It's like a bridge connecting distant lanes, helping us to onboard those external workloads and shield them against threats, making a security umbrella wise and inclusive. Now let's move into a demo. So here is a picture of our Defender for Cloud environment settings. The very first thing you need to do in order to enable all the capabilities and the features regarding our Defender, our contextual, cloud secure post management is to ensure that Defender CSPM is enabled. The foundational is free, as I say earlier, and is enabled by default. Once you enable Defender CSPM, the next thing you want to ensure is that you have all the components related to the agentless capability also turned on. Once you have all those turned on and enabled, then you can start working on adding additional environments such as AWS, Google, or when it comes down to DevSecOps, having your GitHub repository as well as your Azure DevOps repository. You find those into the environment settings right on the top towards the left of the portal, and it's something called Add Environments, as it is here highlighted in red. Once you have everything set up, then you can really take a quick look on the overview of the portal by checking here now the overall security posture management for your environment as shown in this picture for Azure, AWS, and GCP. And you can look the respective score, secure score. Moving on, you can execute your risk analysis and prioritization by using Cloud Security Explorer. Through Cloud Security Explorer, you can build your own query, or you can leverage predefined query provided as a template by Microsoft. If you want to build your own query, you can very easily assemble a query, just like here, we assemble a query to find virtual machines that contains secrets such as SSH private key that can authenticate into another virtual machines. From this query, if you run it, we see that there are two servers. They have respectively some secrets, in this case, the SSH key, private key, that allows the server to do an SSH remote connection to another servers. Now, what about attack path analysis? We provide the analysis of all the paths that we funded in your environment, and it can be Azure, just like here, AWS, and GCP. Once you have those attack paths listed, then you can take a look each of the paths. Like over here in this slide, we open up a single path where a VM, which is exposed to the internet, which is suspicion IP address, publicly exposed, will allow an attacker to gain access to the actual VM, since the VM is also vulnerable to remote code executions. Through the RCE vulnerability, the attacker then can leverage the control of the virtual machines. And because the virtual machine has a managed identity, the attacker can move laterally to a storage account. And guess what? This storage account contains data, and some of the data is considered sensitive. In this picture, we can see additional information as we click on the single nodes. And Here we see a picture where we look into the actual inside of the server. And here there is a picture where we look inside of the search accounts. As you can see, the search accounts has different types of PII data, sensitive data, such as the social security number, UK national insurance number, so on and so forth. Finally, when it comes to data awareness and data sensitivity, we also provide a dashboard that you can use to visualize all the data, all the sensitive data that has been found. This dashboard, once you click on the specific item, it will lead you into a further analysis, which is a ready to open Security Explorer query that allows you to click on it and see the actual results. Now, let's move on the remaining set of slides. So far, we discussed about embracing a proactive risk-based approach in a secure or cloud-native application. That concept goes behind just having crystal clear view of our security posture. It extends into the realm of advanced threat protections. This is where Defender for Cloud also champions. Defender for Cloud also offer what we call Cloud Workload Protection, CWP, which is also a cornerstone of our security solutions. Having a workload protection, it's like having a vigilant watchdog that is always on the lookout for unusual activities, ready to spring into action and neutralize those threats before they get a foothold. With Defender for Cloud, the CWP, it's about staying alert, checking our workload continuously to catch and stop threats early in time. It's not just about responding to threats, but being ready to stop them before they can cause trouble. The essence of the CWP from Microsoft Defender for Cloud aligns perfectly with taking a proactive risk-based approach. It's not merely about having control, but it's also employing advanced measures to stay ahead of the threat as much as possible, ensuring that our cloud-native applications are not just secure, but resilient against the evolving threats as they are coming up. So in our effort to fortify both cloud and on-site setups, we laid down a comprehensive strategy. At the heart of this strategy, it's sharp threat detection. It is the sharp threat detection across various layers, like our computer's database, and then our cloud services to catch any signs of trouble early in time. We have a playbook inspired by MITRE ATT&CKs, which is a widely recognized framework. He gives us a guide on how understanding how the hackers actually moves at every stage, helping us in stopping them in their attack. To stay ahead of the game, we also leverage smart alerts based on extensive global threat knowledge, which is provided by Microsoft, ensuring we are well informed about the latest threat and they are out there. We also run through checks and find and fix any weakest spot in our setup, doing so in a way that doesn't add extra burden on our system, and that is done via agentless. Additionally, to avoid getting overwhelmed with the numerous alerts, we have adopted a method to group together, correlate those alerts, them together based on their relevance, so we can focus how to stop them correctly. So as we wrap up our discussions and we move ahead towards the final demo, I'd like to share some resources that will deepen into your understanding of the topics we have discussed today. On this slide, you find the list of URLs that will direct you to materials related to our proactive risk-based approach to securing the cloud-native applications. Those resources provide a wealth of information to further explore the concept, the strategies, and the tool we have discussed so far. Feel free to explore those links at your leisure, of course. I'm here to answer any question you may have anyway. Now let's move on to the final demo. This final demo is about workload protections. The very first thing you do, you go back in the environment settings, and then you are going to enable the rest of the plans. Ensure you have all those plans enabled. We have a plans for server. We have a plans for app services, for database, for storage, for containers, Key Vault, resource manager, and API. Once you enable all those, you're able to start your threat detections in an advanced way. Once a threat is detected, we generate our alerts, and those alerts are available to the portal via the alert blade. Once your alert is generated, you can also act upon it manually by actually looking and evaluating, triaging alert, or automatically by applying workflow, automated workflow that allows you to act according to a playbook that you have established. And with this, I'd like to thank you, and I'm here now to answer questions if there are any.